Experience dating a P-star. Now on this channel, we've talked about some of the most down bad people in history when it comes to dealing with women. But I'm not gonna lie, there's not enough money you could pay me in the world to endure the pain of having to date a woman that does OF.
I mean, literally just think about it, bruh.
Every day you come home from work, excited to have some type of intimate moment with your girl. But in the back of your head, you just know that she came home from work as well. And her job was her just getting finished running a threesome getting by BBC. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like absolute torture. I mean, that boy Adam 22 seems to think differently, but hey, that's not for everybody. Let's get into this video and see what it's all really about. We're diving deep into succubus territory today, chat. Let's do it. But make sure you guys follow me on Twitch. That is Where You At Berto. Link in the description. Easy to find. You know where to find me. Let's do it.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.
People who dated a porn star, what was it like? Back in the mid-90s, I had a job at an upscale strip club, their words. They regularly hosted feature acts, most of whom were active performers in adult films. One weekend, I was tasked with being the handler for one, pick her up from the airport, drive her to her hotel or wherever she wanted, get her to the club, etc. This particular woman was at the height of her popularity, had a bunch of movies, was a big name in the industry. Picked her up Thursday evening, she was exhausted and wanted sit-down dinner, so I made a few recommendations and she picked one. Said she hated eating alone in strange places, so I joined her. When I dropped her off at her hotel, I walked her to her door and she acted.
You're not even safe from the damn driver. The driver gonna hit your hoe before she get off of work. Right after she get off of work, the driver gonna hit your hoe. And you just left with all the leftovers. All the leftover, what do we call it? What do we call it for good censorship? S fluid just floating inside her stomach. Couldn't be me.
Acted like she expected me to try to come up with an excuse to come in, but I just wished her good night and told her to call me when she wanted me to pick her up. I didn't expect to hear from her until it was time to go to the club, but she called in the morning because she wanted to go shopping, so I took her shopping. Then she asked if I had a gym membership somewhere because the hotel gym was disappointing, so I told her she could be my guest. I asked if she was okay with stopping by my apartment so I could get workout clothes, and she was cool with it. It was weird having this porn superstar in my apartment, commenting on my fake Patrick Nagel and Bev Doolittle prints, posters in decent frames. She said I was possibly the only white guy in America under 35 who didn't have a Scarface poster framed like it's the fucking Mona Lisa.
The fact that she even knows that statistic says a lot. Why do you know so much about other white men? I'm picking up on this stuff, man. It's gonna make me mad. I couldn't. What you mean? How do you know that? How many white men bedroom have you been in to know this statistic? That's not that's like too specific a statistic to know. I mean, I'm stuttering over my words. That's just too specific. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you can only know from experience.
We went to the gym, and then I took her back to her room, where she made it clear she wanted me to come in. We ended up in the shower together and fooling around until she decided she wanted dinner before going to the club. She was a hit, obviously. She asked me to spend the night after I drove her back. She looked almost sad when she said, "Please don't try to f me like we're making a movie." She called it romance novel sex. She was big into dim light, candlelight, and sticking to face-to-face positions with lots of kissing.
Oh, so when you go on the camera, in front of all your fans, you're gonna do all the flip this, flip that, grab, move over here, move over there, head down, thing up, all that. But I gotta get the slow, the slow, face-to-face, intimate. That's what I get. The leftovers. I don't get to have no fun. I don't get to pick you up and do the balcony and the, rough and go dumb and put the future in you. Hey, now this is where, if you a little boy, you might not know nothing about this, but the future, the thumb in the, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all don't know nothing about that. Hold up, let me slow my roll, because I might be talking to a different demographic. Men, real men. I know there's a lot of little boys in the chat. It's okay. It's okay. One day you'll learn. But we don't get none of that. We just gotta sit back and get the fucking, the beauty, the Cinderella story, the Snow White story. Okay. I'm tripping today, chat. Fuck it. Let's go.
We ended up spending every moment she wasn't on stage together acting like a real couple. We exchanged emails, mid-90s, no cell phones, and maintained a long-distance relationship for over a year.
Long distance? With a succubus? How do you say you hate yourself without saying you hate yourself? This gotta be it, right?
Every chance she got, she came out to my city and got to be my girlfriend instead of everybody else's girlfriend. The industry really wrecked her mental health, self-esteem in the early years, and the way she acted with me, it felt like I might be one of the only guys who didn't see the porn star. She loved that I asked about her job like it was a regular job. She loved telling me about drama gossip. She let me hold her while she sobbed about being sexually assaulted by a male performer at some industry event.
Here's the thing, man. I'm joking. I'm talking my shit. Now, it's hard. I don't want to say it's hard to feel bad, because at the end of the day, as a human being, I feel bad. When you, as a human being, when I hear sad, crazy stories about other human beings, I feel bad. But it's like, this is why I tell y'all, for any of my ladies watching, like, there's no, like, not all money's good money, bro. Not all money's good money. You really selling your soul, bro. Like, your body is your temple as a woman and a man. Like, our bodies are a temple. Like, regardless of what the hell is going on in this world, if you are breathing and you are on this earth, it's like that is a blessing. And the most intimate, powerful thing that we have as human beings is to create life. And to be able to get to creating life is having intimacy. So it's like, to just give that up to anybody, that's a lot of different energies, and we can get into the science of that, bro. Like, that shit fuck your head up, bro. A life leaded by lust gonna make you bust, and not in the right way, bro. In all the wrong ways.
Eventually, the romance-Josh intimate relationship became too difficult to maintain, and eventually the communication slowed. We would email, just much less frequently. She got married to a guy she is still with. I did get a pretty unhinged or sobbing phone call out of the blue when I emailed her and told her I was deploying to Afghanistan. A couple of friends of hers with FDNY had died on September 11th, and she was having an absolute meltdown. Her husband actually took the phone from her and apologized to me, but I assured him it was cool and that I would happily check in frequently to let them both know I was okay. Eventually, all communication just fizzled out. I wonder if she even remembers our little whirlwind. Edit 1. Holy forking shirt balls. 39K upvotes. My wife is laughing her ass off. If you don't like a lot of attention, I don't. Why did you tell Reddit about the time you were an adult star's Prince Charming? My wife also understands why I'm very hesitant to reach out, but she trusts that if I ever did, it would not be in the interest of rekindling. 4. I didn't have current info on her or her husband, but I reached out to one of her former colleagues who actually remembered hearing about me, and still keeps up with her from time to time. They are back in the US, and she and her husband have been encouraged to reach out to me if they feel like it. They have my contact info and my social media. I guess we'll see what happens. Final edit. She reached out to me on social media. By reached out, I mean she bombed everything on my IG and TikTok and sent me.
So she's still gone. Married and all, doesn't matter. You can't shake the wholeness, huh? She's still going to this day. Damn.
Friend requests on everything, and a very sweet and happy message talking about her and her family. Her oldest kid graduating from college, her younger kid graduating HS and about to start college. She recognized the backgrounds in some of my photos and videos of places we went together. She gushed over my wife's appearance and her unmatched skills in the areas of costume design and construction. She told me she wanted to meet as soon as it was practical for
Oh, nah. I mean, I guess if you roll like that, but you a married man, don't do that, bro. That's a trap. That's a succubus trap. She's broken. She's trying to take your soul. She sees that you have a good life. She wants to destroy it. Leave her alone.
everyone involved. She told me how her old studio recently tried to get her to come back and do MILF porn, and how she told them to go f themselves, since the individual who assaulted and tried to rape her still worked for them. She told me
Damn.
that she's actually very close with a couple of her old colleagues who have also retired and done their best to become nobodies. The story has a genuinely happy ending. Many years ago, probably 2007 to 2008-ish if my math is right, I started dating a stripper in college. I learned that until very recently, she lived
Dating a stripper, bruh. Now that is a different type of like mental strength. So, I mean, it's right next to dating a P. If anything, it's under. I would say dating a P star is above dating a stripper. But like, as far as like how terrible it is, right? But a stripper is crazy too, though. You literally drop your girl off at work every day, and she is, if not half naked, she might be butt naked in that hole. Legs open for men to lust after, foaming from the mouth, throwing money. Some might say that might be worse just because of how like the at least with the corn industry, there's some level of fakeness into it. Even the guy that's hitting your hoe, you know, he's an actor. They're both actors. They might not necessarily be into it like that. They're turning their brains off, right? But in the strip club, the niggas that are throwing that money at your girl, like they are literally, all that disgusting, lustful energy is getting tossed at your hoe. And she's acting, she's playing into it, but she's playing into it. Leading it on, egging them on. Oh my God, this is disgusting, bro. And then she gonna come home to you and say that she love you though. Hey man, it ain't tricking if you got it, I guess. If that's your life, but couldn't be me.
in California, in a place she called Porn Valley. If I'm remembering correctly, it was San Fernandino. She did porn there for a while right after high school, made a respectable amount of money, and moved to the East Coast to go to college. Dating her was a wild experience. I constantly felt like I was on the verge of being replaced. She did whatever she wanted, whenever the whim struck her, and I could tell she was always probing me for insecurity, which I simply didn't have. Despite all that, she wasn't demanding at all, and she paid for everything and would get mildly annoyed if I snuck a check or paid for something behind her back. The sex wasn't good. She had zero desire to please anyone but herself, but would get irritated if I finished and couldn't perform after, despite her never...
That's no, if you all right, like we can talk about all the cons, but let's just talk about the sex life. Those girls are so desensitized to that shit. It's like that's probably the last thing they want to do. Like, let's just say that you genuinely love that girl and she genuinely loves you. It's like you guys can't even express it through sex, I'd imagine, for most cases, because it's just like that's their job. Just like anything, it's like anytime you make something a job, it's like you don't want to do it. So even that is just so depressing. The most intimate thing you can do with the person that you love and care for is now the most annoying, dreadful thing that you could do, because it's just like I don't even want to think about having intimacy like that. That's sad, bro.
Continuing after she got hers. She was incredibly conceited and would basically only talk about herself. One day, she didn't show up to the coffee shop we were supposed to meet at to study, and her phone was off. Cell phones were relatively new and people treated them differently, so I wasn't worried. So I went to her apartment. When she answered the door, AM saw me, she just went, "Oh, sorry, I'm seeing someone else." When I asked for details, she just kind of shrugged her shoulders and said she needed to go.
Damn! I ain't gonna lie, shorty do me like this, I'm fucking crashing. What? Who's in there? No, get your ass up. I'm crashing. What? Just like that? You just gonna dub me? And I show up to your doorstep, you just gonna hit me with, "I'm seeing somebody else." Nah, that's disrespectful. You gonna have to see me. I need an explanation at least. You know, fuck. Give me some closure, bitch. Shit.
Later saw her walking with some turbo ultra beefcake, and for the next year or so, would often see her upgrade to another dude. We had one class together a semester later, and she legitimately might have forgotten my name. Really glad I wasn't emotionally invested in that one. Edit. Hey guys, this is a lot of attention, so I'll just add that, although it took a while, I'm happily married with children to someone I'm super emotionally invested in. Love you guys who had a similar experience. You're kings and queens in my eyes. Edit 2. Got it? San Fernando Valley. Haha. Dated a girl when I was 19. She was wild, complete opposite of me, and taught me a lot about just not giving a poster child for social bravery. She always said I was the nicest person she had ever been with, but she had a rough life. Her dad was a Scientologist, and she'd tell me about the men in the church who would pass her around as a kid. The reason I get hostile.
Oh my God. Now this be the sick, sad part that, you know, again, it's almost made me feel bad for even joking about certain shit, because it's like some people end up in this line of work because they're just literally damaged, bro. Don't know what they've been through, over-sexualized from so young, and had to go through disgusting shit to where it's just like, that's all they know. That's all they know. Again, shit's fucked, bro. I don't even know how to feel about this video. It's like I'm joking, then I hear some shit like this and I'm like, fuck. The world's a terrible place, man. God damn it. I'm sorry for anybody that's going through shit like this, but what I will say is get y'all help. Don't hide that shit. Speak up. And don't go down this route, because it's only gonna fuck your head up even more. For sure.
When Scientologists try to talk to me on the street. In terms of the sex, one night she was on top of me. The room was dark, my hands on her hips, when I felt this sudden hot stinging feeling on my chest. The light switch was right above me, so I turned it on. This insane woman pulled out a razor blade and cut me while riding me. I told her to stop and kept going because duh. And she did it again. Her taste for extremes was her downfall. She left me for her abusive.
So this wasn't an assault. This was like her getting off to this. Like she was enjoying that. Nah. I ain't gonna lie. I'm turning into Chris Brown in that type of situation. You got me fucked up. You just start cutting my chest open mid-clap? Why? That's like some goddamn Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Like, why are you cutting me? Why do you even have a weapon? Mid?
X. He put her in the hospital soon after, got her on heroin, forced her into porn, and she had a career for a few years where she was one of the up-and-comers to watch, or whatever. We kept in contact, but it was mostly...
You kept in contact? This be the shit though. It'd be like, yo, why do you keep in contact? Why didn't you call the cops? You told her to stop and she didn't stop. She kept cutting you. I'm confused, bro. People out here are different, bro. I really be like thanking God again that, you know, I've gone through shit. I've experienced some weird stuff in my life. But there's just certain shit that I just hope I never have to experience, because again, it's like I can't go for certain shit. Like the self-control is there, but at the same time, it's like, yo, you think I'm going for that? Like you think you just gonna walk away after cutting my chest open like on some shit? That can't be me, bro. Thank you, Lord, for blessing me with this amazing life and taking me out of certain situations. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, because I cannot go for that.
Whenever she was down on her luck and needed to talk. She got out of the industry, got clean, had a kid, and a year later, relapsed and died. We only...
Oh my God.
Dated for a summer, but the impact she had on me, a socially awkward, anxiety-filled kid, is something I think about almost every day. I always think about her kid and hope she only got the best of her mom. Edit.
Yeah, that's all you really can hope for in those situations, bro. Damn.
This got a lot of attention, and some people were able to point out who she was. I'd prefer people remember her at her best as a clean mother who loved her kid. Here's a little video of her I found after her passing.
How to make sure your child doesn't define
That scared me, bro.
you. Hey! Don't define me. See? She's not defying me.
Went on a few dates with one. First time we met, she wanted to meet at her place. She asked me to bring some shawarma, so I did. She has zero makeup on, not dressed up at all, and KSPT things non-sexual. The second time I picked her up and we went out clubbing in West Hollywood. This time she was well dressed up, makeup done, looked stunning. We had a great time and went back to her place. We had amazing sex, but not porn sex, if that makes sense. The next day she did an interview for, I think, Playboy Radio.
I'll be honest though, on some real shit, you know, I was joking earlier, but all that extra commotion, the throw, like the P sex that, you know, isn't even realistic, that should be like weird to me, honestly. Like, obviously there's exciting things that you can indulge in, and you know, we having an adult conversation here, but it's like when shit start getting too freaked out, like it honestly takes me out of it. Like, I don't like doing too much. Again, that is a very intimate, special thing for me personally. Like, I'm not into like, I'm not saying I'm not into like doing certain shit to spice shit up, but I don't like doing too much to where it's like psyching me out. It's like, yo, what are we doing this for? Like I'm not Diddy, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, just doing too much. Y'all, do y'all feel me? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, some niggas just be too freaked out. And I feel like when you start opening that door, a Pandora's box, or just like turning this special intimate thing into like a goddamn circus show, that's when you low-key start to lose yourself. You start becoming like this super freaked out, lusted ass nigga, because it's just like, at that point, you're not even doing it for its intended purpose, making love, having intimate moments. Like, you trying to turn this into a goddamn, you know, 50 Shades of Grey movie or some shit. Like, I don't know. I know there might be mixed reviews on that. Again, I'm not trying to get too goddamn crazy in the topic of what we're talking about here. You know, we still on YouTube, so it's not like, you know, we got to keep shit P. But it's like, again, I'm cool with spicing shit up. I'm cool with having fun. I'm cool with things being a little spontaneous. But there's like lines though. Like, once a motherfucker start cutting my fucking chest open, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just so baffled hearing these stories, because how do you go for that? You know, like, it just couldn't go that way. I'm definitely, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, get off of me. Hey, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ending right there. I don't even want to do this no more.
Video on SXM. They asked her about dating, and she mentioned our date last night. I got a shout out, not by name, by what we did, and she noted she had a great time and was taking it slow. The hosts were all like, "Aw." We went one more time after that for dinner and drinks, but then I don't recall exactly what happened, but she just got more busy. Suddenly I was ghosted. It turns out that she moved to Vegas on a whim. She told me she needed a break and cut all her social. Years later, it seems she reactivated her social. She told me he left the industry and was trying to be legit and love a quiet life. She did a bit of work after, I guess for extra money, but mostly she seemed to be wanting a regular life. All her sexy social content was gone, and even images of herself were reduced. That last time was several years ago. She was always sweet and nice to me, but sadly, there was something broken off deep down inside. I could sense it, but I could also tell she really wanted to move past that, and I think her dating regular people and leaving the industry was a part of that process. I sincerely hope she found true happiness and peace. Thank you for watching.
Word. At the end of the day, that's all you can hope for. It's like, my advice would just be to leave it alone altogether. But as we heard in some of these scenarios, like, some of these girls don't even have a choice, and that is part of the problem. So, you know, we live in a crazy world, and all we can do is hope for the best. But if you do have a choice and you do feel like, I'm really talking to my ladies out here, but honestly my guys too, like, just stay away from the lust shit, bro. Stay away from the lust shit. If you are being overly lustful and your mind is consumed in that way, or you have anything that is trying to push you in that direction, I promise you it is not the way. It's bad. It's very bad. It will desensitize you from a lot of things and mess up a lot of things in your life, bro. Okay? I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know what you guys think about this video. You know, this is something different, kind of like a Reddit review type of video, but I want, you know, sometimes we got to see what y'all like, what y'all don't like, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. So let me know how y'all feel, if y'all want some more of this, and I'll see you on the next one. My name's Berto. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Hit the Twitch link in the description, and